Met you in the last summer, never wanted to leave. Loving you was a bummer, we just couldn't let be. Gave the world a new color, now I'm falling deeper than deep. You're the kind of somebody I always wanna know, even when the days go by and we're both gray and old. You're my somebody, you're my nobody, you're my body. In the dark, and my hands are shaking. I'm alive, but my body's sleeping. I can't get you out of my bed, and I can't get you out of my head. Hold me close, and don't let me go now. Every dose, I don't wanna slow down. I can't get you out of my bed, and I can't get you out of my head. Can't forget. Can't forget. Pop it. I can't get you out of my head. If the world was on fire, maybe we could go far. Two of us could play dirty. I know you like fast cars. You seem like a forever, and I just wanna be where you are. You're the kind of somebody I always wanna know, even when the days go by and we're both growing old. You're my somebody, you're my nobody, you're my body. Met you in the last summer, never wanted to leave. Loving you was a bummer, we just couldn't let be. Gave the world a new color, now I'm falling deeper than deep. You're the kind of somebody I always wanna know, even when the days go by and we're both growing old. You're my somebody, you're my nobody. was on fire, maybe we could go far. Two of us could play dirty. I know you like fast cars. You seem like a forever, and I just wanna be where you are. You're the kind of somebody I always wanna know, even when the days go by and we're both growing old. You're my somebody, you're my nobody, you're my body.
Yo, yo, yo.
Get you out of my head. And I can get you out of my
Yo, 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 yo. Where is the people? I want to see you on the chat.
Loving you was a bummer. We just couldn't let be. Gave the world a new color.
I want some fire in the chat.
You're the kind of somebody I always wanna know, even when the days go by and we're both growing old. You're my somebody, you're my nobody, you're on my body. In the dark, and my hands are shaking. I'm alive, but my body's flaming. I can't get you out of my bed, and I can't get you out of my head. Hold me close and don't let me go now. Every dose, I don't want to slow down. I can't get you out of my bed, and I can't get you out of my head. On fire, maybe we could go far. Two of us could play dirty. I know you like fast cars. You seem like a forever, and I just wanna be where you are. You're the kind of somebody I always wanna know, even when the days go by and we're both growing old. You're my somebody, you're my nobody, you're on my body. I'm alive, but my body's flaming. I can't get you out of my bed, and I can't get you out of my head. Hold me close and don't let me go now. Every dose, I don't want to slow down. I can't get you out of my bed, and I can't get you out of my head.
What's up? What's up? How are you guys? Sorry for the delay. I was doing some things, you know, doing the last promotion things. Is the music loud? Is the music quiet? Is it good just to talk and have it in the background? I think it's good. How are you? How has Christmas been? Okay, yeah, the volume is right, I guess. Did you got a lot of presents? Have you been a nice guy? Did Santa give you a lot of presents? Or whatever thing is in your country? And if you don't celebrate Christmas, well, just have you been a good guy? How are you guys? Music level is good. Okay. New socks, nothing else. I basically don't buy socks during the entire year. I wait for Christmas to get socks. No joke. You know, so it's nice. So cold. Are you from the States? Are you still alive from that extreme weather? Basically, here in my hometown on Saturday, we had 28 degrees Celsius, of course, Celsius. I was like this, t-shirt, sweating at with the sun, you know, it was so hot. It was like, we are supposed to be in winter. Wow. New computer desk, that's good. I need someone to hug. I'm gonna show you something. Give me 1 second. Okay, I got different presents. Not a lot actually, you know, I'm quite old already. Santa is not that good with me. But I got one present I didn't expect at all. And it's quite quite emotional, we could say, something like that, you know. I really like it, and it's this. It's a hoodie, but the thing is that this is not I don't know what's the word in English, wait. Embroidery? Wow, it's not printed, it's with a needle, you know. I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but it's with the needle, and also in the background says Wildcrow in the neck, you know. It's so cool. The only thing is that, well, my girlfriend gave me this. The only thing is that the guy who did it didn't care at all what she said to her, what she said to him, because she knows I like the logos to be pretty small, and I probably wanted the logo like this, you know, something like this, not this big. But the guy didn't care at all, you know. But it's good. A bit like this, you know. So I prefer maybe something smaller like this, maybe a little bit more here, not that at the left, at the corner. But it's nice. Do you like it? We had minus 7 degrees yesterday. I'm from Bangladesh and here is 15 degrees. So here right now probably it's 20, something like that. Yeah, but embroidery. It's called like this? Never heard that word. I think it looks sick, a bit bigger. If it was small, some people would just think it's some white random stuff instead of logo. Yeah, but you know, I like details. For example, if this was like merchandise, for example, I have the logo here, I don't want a logo like this. I want it like really small, you know, like minimal things, minimal style. I like it more like that, and my girlfriend knows that. Actually, if you check older videos, maybe like 1.5 years or 2 years ago, I always wear a black t-shirt with my logo. That one is small and it's how I want it. She also did that for me, and did it the way she knows I want it. But in this case, they didn't care about. she tried to talk again with the person and didn't reply. But you know, anyway, it's a really nice present. I didn't expect it though, and I'm so happy for it. Now I have a hoodie. Okay. You're gonna go shopping, Donald. Everything is freezed, right? Like you cannot drive. It's crazy because then on summer the states also have like extreme heat, also in Canada, and it's like, what the hell is happening lately in the States? Well, in North America in general, not only in the States, because for example, I think it was the beginning of this summer or at the beginning of the year in Canada, they had like one lake was basically boiling and all the animals there like died because of the extreme heat. So yeah, well, let me check some things. You know, today I tried another way of promoting the live stream. I don't know if it worked or not. We will see during this live, I guess. But yeah, basically what we're gonna do today. Because yeah, a lot of you don't know that it's like this, but every time I reply to you on Instagram, it's me. I don't have anybody working on that. It's me, you know. Visit Poland. Maybe one day. It's too cold for me, but maybe one day. So well, what we're gonna do today, give feedback to your songs, help you make better music, understand what's something that sounds bad, what's something that sounds good, and all of this, okay, as always. I'm gonna try to give feedback to as many people as possible, but if I don't give feedback to your song, please don't start begging in the chat, because that has no sense. Just make you look like a 12 years old kid, you know. I mean, has no sense, because why I'm gonna give you feedback and not all the other people that is also waiting for his turn, you know? So just think a little bit, be an adult, you know, and don't be stupid. But anyway, even if I don't give feedback to your songs, you can learn a lot from the feedback I give to other people. Why? Because for example, if we listen to the song and I say this is dirty because of this reason, and then you go and listen to your song and you realize your song has the same problem, you're learning way more than if I tell you. Because one thing is good that somebody gives you feedback, because like you don't hear some problems that maybe you have in your song, so I tell you those problems. But if you realize about those problems, then it's way better, because it means that you can detect those problems. So you're improving way more, because in the next song you're not gonna make that problem. You're not gonna need somebody to tell you this problem, okay? And as I did with my remixes of Out of My Head, that if you didn't know, I released the remixes of Out of My Head, are out everywhere, and we all, the remixers and me, would love a lot of support from you. Like I did in those, if you're gonna get any label, just self-release your music. What matters is that you start getting music out there to get to get some fans, to get some content, to get some streams and all of that. And if you use DistroKid, by using this link here, distrokid.com VIP Wildcrow, you're gonna get a 7% discount, so that's good. But also you're gonna get 100% of the money and all of that, okay? And I highly recommend it. It's the one I've been using a lot, and yeah, there's some people that tell me, no, but this one has this problem and blah. If you look online, every distributor is gonna have like somebody that says it is so bad and blah blah blah. But if DistroKid is the distributor, I don't know if it's the most used, but probably the second or the third, because 40% of the music that gets out nowadays is through DistroKid, so it needs to be good. And I've been using it for several years, so I highly recommend it. Apart from that, if you want to know a little bit about my music and all of that, I have 2 songs finished. We're trying to sign it. Of course, during Christmas and so, labels don't work, so we cannot. I don't recommend you sending your music to labels these days. Probably until the 9th of January, because labels are just on holidays, so don't send it. Your mail is just gonna get lost in the inbox. So I'm doing the same, so I'm waiting. But then I have one new song almost finished. I want it to be really perfect because I really trust in this song. I'm so hyped for this song, so I want it really perfect. So I'm spending a bit more time, but actually I've made it really quick. And then I have another song that is a collab that I'm waiting for the person to work on it. He told me he could probably work on it these days. I don't know if he's working on it. I hope so. But then this would mean that just in the beginning of the year I would have already 4 songs finished. This would be awesome. Not signed, not with a release date, but at least 4 songs ready for the next year. Because this year I want to release at least... the other day I did my goals. Here. These are the list of goals of this year for me, and I want to release 8 songs. I always have this goal and I never reach it, but this year I really want to do it. 8 songs. I'm gonna focus a lot on making music and getting a lot of other things, of course. But for example, the goals I used to have for social media, and so I don't really have. I have them as extra this year. I'm gonna keep making videos, live streams and all of that, but not like focus that much on this. You know, I prefer to focus now more on music. Again, I'm gonna keep making videos and all of that, you know, creating content, but I want to focus a lot more on making music. And maybe, I don't know, 1 week I don't release a video because I want to focus on the song, or I don't know, short the videos. I don't know what I'm gonna do, just focus more on music, okay? And also, the more music I make, I can create more content, because I'm gonna find some problems that maybe is interesting that I explain in a video, or I have more songs like how to do a song in this style, you know, or walkthroughs of my songs, so I have more content for you. So I think it's good. How many this year? The same as every year, 8 songs. I want to release at least 8 songs. And as I said, if I finish this one for the beginning of this year and the other person works on that one, I would have already 4 finished songs for this year. Would be really awesome to start the year like this, you know. Would be really awesome. So yeah, should we start with the feedback or what? I'm gonna share the email as always, okay, and then you're gonna start sending your song. But please, guys, only links, SoundCloud or Dropbox links, not other things. All right, there you have it. And also, I'm thinking that probably next year I'm gonna do another remix competition. I don't know yet. You know, it depends on a lot of things. It depends on if I make a song that you can remix, because I don't know. Maybe I make songs that you cannot remix because they don't have a full vocal or other things. You know, or maybe I only release in labels, and labels. Not any label wants to do remix competition or so, but I will try to make it, you know. So I don't know, I like this kind of content. I like the competition, so I know you also like it, so it's gonna be good. And I'm also thinking on making the Soundbank Volume 2, making another pack. And I also talked with my Patreon members. Patreon, if you want to be a Patreon member, the link is in the description. That probably I'm gonna do something extra for all of them. I'm still thinking about it, how to do it and all of that, but probably every month I'm gonna have like an FOP. Maybe not every month, but at least every 2 months for sure. They're gonna have, or maybe more than one in 1 month, maybe 2 or 3 in 1 month. I don't know yet. Probably it's gonna be different every month, but they're gonna have a lot more content. So if you want to be a Patreon member, right here. My advice, wait until the 1st of January, okay? Because otherwise, Patreon is going to charge you 2 times. So if you want to be a Patreon member, you know what to do, okay? Let me drink a bit of water. How can I send my songs? Check the pinned comment. Why? People that comes to the live stream never check the pinned comment. I mean, if there's a pinned comment, always check it. The first thing you need to do in whatever live stream you go, because probably in the pinned comment they have some information that is important for you. You know. Give me a second. Yo, Scrine. Thank you so much for those 20 that is Czech Republic Coronas. Thank you so much, man. You're gonna have priority in the feedback. But give me a second. And then I'm gonna try to bring people again to the live streams. I already talked with one producer that you're gonna like. It's a bit difficult with him because of his DJ also, so he tours and all of that. But also probably I'm gonna bring here on a live stream a manager of one artist that I know, that you probably also know. I'm not gonna say who, but the manager, so he can tell us, well, a manager and somebody that is really into the scene, you know. It's not only a manager that gets gigs or so. It's 100%, it's like 360 kind of thing that is everywhere, has really good content and can help us to understand more about what the manager does, how to get the manager, if you need it or not, how to get contacts on labels, how to get gigs, all these kind of things. Okay, he's probably gonna come. We're gonna do a nice talk about this. Okay, and then maybe feedback or whatever. No, I don't know. But yeah, basically, next year is gonna be really good. I'm really hyped for this year, and I hope you're also making some goals. You know, goals list. So you try to achieve them, and this way, step by step, grow every year, every month, and all of this. Okay, guys. So well, with all this talk, with this speech, NCS coming next year. No, I mean, I don't make NCS style music, you know. So it's like a lot of you tell me, hey, are you gonna release again on Revealed? I don't really make the Revealed style, you know. Not at all. Revealed has been this last 4 or 5 years, basically bass house. I don't make bass house, so it's impossible to release there. Now they going into tech house. I don't really make tech house. I like it, maybe I make some, but not really into it. So I cannot really release there. I have other labels, other opportunities, you know. So you need to think about this. I cannot release in NCS if I don't make NCS style. Do you think sample packs are worth buying? Yes. I think they are worth buying if they are a good sample pack, of course. But I think especially it's worth to buy a sample pack because if I wanted to make a video about this and actually I recorded, but then I deleted. I didn't really like the video. But basically, if you need to pay for a sample pack, okay, you have more chances that less people have this sample pack, okay, because you have to pay. If it's a free sample pack, everybody downloads that. I mean, actually, if I go to my Gumroad store, I have a free hardstyle kick pack, and that one, yeah, got download 1,200 times. You know, I don't have any other pack download that much. 1,200 times, just because it's free. But if you have to pay, okay, so you know that 1,200 people have those kicks. But if that sample pack was a paid sample pack of kicks, then way, way, way less people would have those kicks. So you have more opportunities, or it's more, the probability is less than, less people is going to have those samples, so this way your songs are going to be more unique, basically. Okay, so if you can pay for it and it's a good sample pack, get it. What do you think about On Point sample packs? If you know it, well, actually, I made a collab with them. I'm using their sample packs, and they have a promotion with my video. Wait, because I'm looking for Scrying is here. Okay, so well, I'm gonna start first with the first email I have, as always. Okay, like this. As always, please let me check. This is my ugly face. Hello. Hey, I see myself here saying hello. Yeah, so stupid, Derek. So stupid. Okay, then I have the chat, and we have the screen, the beautiful screen. You don't see any nudes, any important information, or anything that you can steal from me, right? No. Okay, nice. And we're gonna listen. Well, first of all, we need SonarWorks. As I always say, this is not sponsored, but I always use this because otherwise I would listen to your song with this EQ. But right now I listen to your song with this EQ, so basically exactly how your song is, okay? So this is way better. All right, let's listen to this song.
I'm in this emotional roller coaster. Hands up, hands high, getting closer. Music blares like dancing off a choker. Got my heart on my sleeve, call it good exposure. I'm in this emotional roller coaster. Hands up, hands high, getting closer. Music blares like dancing off a choker. Got my heart on my sleeve, call it good exposure. In the beat, got my sensory overload. Overload, overload, load, overload. In the beat, got my sensory overload. Overload, overload, load, overload.
Okay, the first thing is the vocal. The vocal is an overused sample. You know, when you use samples, you need to try to be a bit more unique. For example, right now I'm making a song with a sample, and I'm trying to be more unique with it and do different things. Also, that sample pack I didn't hear it anywhere, and I know the sample pack is not that over download, you know. But if you get this vocal, I heard it in a lot of videos, so in a lot of songs, sorry. So I would probably go for another vocal. If you want more exclusive vocals, you can use websites like Vocal, Vocalfy, and all of that, or Vandalism Vocals. I have discounts for all of them if you want it. But I will try to change it.
On my sleeve, call it good exposure.
Then this sounds good. The only problem I see is that the clap is not really there. It's like really, really, really soft.
On my sleeve, call it good choker. Overload, overload.
And then for me, the drop is not really a thing. It's pretty basic. The melody is not really catchy. It needs like way more energy. The bass, I hear a kick and I hear a lead, but I don't really hear a bass and a sub bass. You know, it's not really there. I will do something different in the second break. It's basically the same thing. It's copy paste, you know. And I hear some stabs, but they're really quiet and really soft. Try to make them sound fuller, bigger, stronger, and all of that, okay? But apart from this, not a bad song. I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna do a live stream on Instagram at the same time. Give me a second. I'm gonna start the live. Okay, we started. It's crying where you are on YouTube and Instagram. Okay, let's check the... Se nota el Spanish hablando English. Es lo que hay. Let's check the next song. This one by Scrine. Let's see. Hello everybody on Instagram. How are you guys? I think the vocal is... I mean, I know that you want the vocal like to be in the background, so it gives like ambience thing, but I think it's a bit quiet and a bit difficult to understand. I would reduce a lot the mids, probably. I think it's only from the reverb, but I'm not sure because there's a lot of reverb, so I don't know if it's from the song or from the vocal or from the reverb. But it has a lot of mids that also makes it more difficult to understand it.
I'm in the game, flipping it, whipping the chain, licking it.
I would add some kind of drum feel here, like tuk tuk boom. You know, otherwise it's like you don't expect it to be like this.
I'm in the game, flipping it, whipping the chain, licking it. Whipping in the kitchen for what on my chain, that's in my. You ain't involved, you cannot run. Give me the dough, I'm getting high. We on the road, you wanna fuck. She gotta go, I'm out of time. I'm with the game, whip the thing, whipping.
Again, the vocal is a bit too much in the background. This one, I think, is not that meant to be kind of ambient vocal, so I would make it louder.
Been in the kitchen forever, I do not sleep when I gotta get big. Whipping 365 days, hard, I'm popping things. Who got a four, who got a base? Who getting broke, who getting paid? I'm with the game, you getting laid. I'm with the game, whipping in the kitchen for. We on the road.
The only thing I would do, because actually it sounds quite good, the only thing I would do is on the bass I would reduce a little bit the highs and mid highs to give a bit more space to the snares and so, and give extra clarity to the song. But apart from this, sounds quite good. But the breaks are basically the same all the time. That piano, the ambient vocal, and quite empty. I would work more on them. Maybe the first one can be like this, but then on the next ones, maybe add a wrist bass, add more percussions or drums, whatever. But make it a bit different and more interesting.
Something haunted in your eyes. Swear that you will take my life. Swear that you will take my life. Swear that you will take my life.
The main lead also is a bit masked, like I cannot really hear it clearly. You know, maybe if you reduce the highs on the bass, as I said, it's gonna have a bit more space, and you can make it a little bit louder. So. Apart from that, I think it's a good song. It sounds quite unique, but a bit repetitive. All the time it's exactly the same thing. It's like you copy the first break and drop, you copy and paste 3 times, you know. I would try to be a bit more unique in the different parts, otherwise too repetitive and boring. Okay, let's check another song. People on Instagram, if you want to send me your music, come to YouTube and send me your music. Or not, but you can just come to YouTube and learn music production. When I gonna send a track to, here you have a pinned comment, okay, on YouTube. Okay, let's take the next one. Slim Black, Optimus. These vocals are not right. I think they are way too wide. Even if they are on the sides, I think they cross the line. But they feel like too loud, a bit dirty, and too dry.
They feel so real. We may not be able to distinguish our dreams.
I will put it in the center. Sounds really dirty on the sides.
I've met even my dreams that I know to talk to, but never could. They feel so crazy. Nightmares are terrible. I've never had a lucid dream.
I think it sounds good. Maybe for this genre, I would try to give a bit extra high frequencies on the build-up with some risers or so, but then the drop is good. Maybe the bass also a bit too wide for me. This lead is complete. If it's not completely mono, it's almost mono. So try to open the lead. It sounds weird just in the center. The pads are way too loud and they have too much mid. Reduce around 400-500 Hz because it is masking the sound, is making it sound dirty. I think it's a nice song. I think it's cool. It has energy and all of that, and just some things to solve. The biggest problem for me is the mono lead and the side vocal and the breakdown are the only problems. The rest sounds really good. Nice one. Okay, let's continue. Okay, big room ID. Let's see. Okay, let's go step by step. First of all, this part here is good. This part here is also good. Maybe you can give a bit extra highs to the leads. I don't know why, but the build-up felt a bit longer for me. I'm not sure. Maybe it's just me that I wasn't 100% focused on it or on the length, maybe. But I felt like it's one bar longer than it should. I'm not sure. Okay, but then the kick is not in key. The kick is out of key or the bass, whatever you have. I don't know if it's a kick and a bass or if it's just one kick, but it's out of key. So what you should do is, if your song is, let's say, F minor, your kick should be in F. Okay, that's the safest thing. You can have other notes, but if it's in F, it's way safer than if it's like this. Okay, apart from this, the leads in the break sound quite good, but the leads in the drop don't. I mean, they sound quite dirty. They sound really nasal, so I would try to reduce on the 1, 2, 3,000 hertz. Boost a bit more on the mid lows because it has no body at all. But solve the kick. Apart from this, I think it's not a bad idea. I think it has good melody, but work on these things. Work on the drop, basically. The break and so is quite good. Just the drop needs some work. Okay. All right. Oh, we're going faster today. Let's see how many songs we can check. Guys on Instagram, I'm on YouTube checking your songs. Come to YouTube. Okay, first of all, this part I think is not good. First of all, because it's a bit basic, a bit boring, I could say. But also because you're using a normal bass, okay? A normal bass that doesn't really have mid frequencies. So if you take this song and you listen in your phone, you're not gonna hear at all this bass. So it's gonna feel like nothing is sounding, and it's just, you have a little bit of noise that you're gonna hear, but not anything else. So the song is gonna be super empty. So give more mids to this bass or add other sounds. Apart from this, I would just do it maybe 2 bars like this, or maybe 4 bars, but not 8 bars. Otherwise, it's too long and too boring. Okay. Then this downlifter is too loud, and I wouldn't have a sighting. Yeah, because it's going left and right, but also with a pumping effect. I wouldn't have it. I would just have a normal downlifter, but more quiet. The clap is like a bit dirty and without any brightness on it. The snare also needs a bit more attack, the build-up snare, and then the drop is a bit soft. Like, it doesn't really have energy and doesn't really feel as a drop. The kick doesn't really fit in this style, in my opinion. It's super loud. And the leads are pretty quiet. You need to boost a bit more the leads. The chords are really noisy, like they feel like noise, not like a synth. So you need to work more on that. The clap is the same problem as in the break. But for example, this part is better than this one. So basically I would start the drop with like this. You can have in the build-up this arpeggio or this melody in the build-up going with a filter, and then start the drop like this. So it would be like... way better. So skip all of this, delete all of this, and go to this part. Okay, work on those things. Somebody in Instagram is saying that he started adding I guess an EQ from or a bandpass from 300 to 20,000 hertz, so I can hear on the master, so I can hear what the phone would reproduce. Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you cut the lows, okay, you're gonna hear what the phone is gonna sound like, because the phone is not gonna have all those low frequencies. So this way you know better how your song is gonna sound, and this way you know if you need something else. Anyway, obviously when you listen, your phone is better if you can do it. And there are some kind of emulators that emulate different places, like all type of speakers, a car, the phone, and so that they're a bit better than using just a low cut, you know. But this is good, so this way you know. For example, in this song, Danix would realize that at the beginning of the song, basically don't hear anything. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Lucas, for that euro, man. Thank you so much. Let's check your song. Where are you? I don't see your... here. There's a plugin called Clone that emulates different environments. There's also called Mix Checker, and I did a video about one, but I forgot the name. What was the name? Well, in SonarWorks, you have the option also. And you also have... What was the name? I forgot. I forgot the other one. Car Test. Yeah, thank you, Donald. Thank you so much. Car Test is a plugin that emulates just the car one. You know, Mix Tiger, for example, have a lot of different options. The thing I like for Car Test, but I also don't like, is that they created the environment like you are in the driving spot. Okay? Not for English people, sorry. Because they suppose that you are at the left. So you hear the sound like also coming from the right. You know, not only from the center, because it's like you would hear in the car. So I like it because it creates that environment, but at the same time it's weird when you listen in your house, you know. Loops sound more punchy and better, but the drum loops I create sound good, but not that punchy. That's why I made a video saying that you should use drum loops. There's not any problem on using drum loops. Of course, if you make your own ones, they're gonna be more unique and blah blah blah. But if you're gonna have just a drum loop in the background of your song, like in a breakdown, you have a drum loop in the back. Probably nobody's gonna realize that you used a drum loop and it's not yours, you know. Or maybe you can take a shaker loop, you know, and then you put the claps. Or you take a drum loop, but you put another clap on top of the loop, so this way it sounds a bit different, and all these kind of things. But at least you're gonna have that tight loop with more punchiness. It's gonna with a better rhythm or groove, you know, all these kind of things. So that's why I recommend using drum loops. But then, of course, everybody that is the best producer in the world needs to come to my videos and say, no, you shouldn't use drum loops because then your song is going to sound like everybody else and blah, 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 blah. Or like a stupid thing like, no, but then you are not a producer because you're just copy-pasting sounds from others, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, okay, so I guess you're making every kick, every hi-hat, every snare, every lead that you, from zero, that you use in your songs. I made my lead for a song then, when I tried to add sub-bass layer in the drop, the sound of the leads decreased. This, okay, because the problem is that you probably have a limiter in your master. The sub-bass is too loud, so what happens is that when the sub-bass reaches the limiter, that is reducing a lot because sub-bass is super loud, then what happens is that the bass is taking all the space, so the other sounds sound more quiet. So first of all, delete the limiter while you are not mastering, and second, reduce the volume of the sub-bass. Alright, the next one, Lucas Goss, Cry For You remix.
I cared since the dawn of time. Oh, there's one thing that I have to make right. I have to come alive. I have to dance in the night. I have to keep my faith.
Okay, the vocal is a little bit in the background, but not on the entire song. It's just in the back of the drums, okay, of the filtered drums.
I have to dance in the night.
Especially for the snare. So reduce the volume of those drums, especially on the snare. And what I would do also is reduce a little bit the mid-lows of the snare. Even if it's filtered, sounds a bit dirty, so probably on 200-300 Hz you can reduce a little bit. That is gonna make it sound way cleaner.
I have to keep my faith. I have to follow the light. Girl, I used to cry for you, but I remember all the things you do every time the sky is blue.
I think here you increase the reverb of the vocal to create like really emotional space, but the problem is that as the guitars don't have that much reverb, and so it feels weird. It feels like only the background is in the back, only the vocal is in the background. Okay, so I wouldn't have that much reverb on the vocal here.
Yeah, I hope you cry for me too. Every time the sky is blue, yeah, I hope you cry for me too.
Really nice song, I really like it. The idea is so nice, but of course you need to improve a lot more the mixing. For example, the things I already said. For me the drums are a bit loud, and then here this kick is way too loud, okay? The guitar, the ta-na-na, ta-na-na, is also a bit loud if you compare it to the next lead and to a drop and so. Well, it's loud at the beginning, but not really here. This thing, this is super loud. And the kick needs to be a bit louder because it's not cutting through the mix well. It's a bit mask. The ton 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 drums are loud, but I'm hearing that the snare, the main snare, is not really present in the mix. So boost a bit more the highs on the snare and make it a little bit louder.
Moments, oh,
These snaps are super loud.
these are stars. I have to come alive, keep my faith. I have to time to do, yeah.
The song is really good, and I don't know now the original melody, but I don't think it sounds similar. So yeah, what I would do is, if you didn't win, delete the vocal, look for a better vocal, find solve the problems I told you, and release this as your own song. Because it's so good, the idea is so nice, and probably you find a label for this. It's a nice song. Alright? So well, let's continue checking songs. Now I'm gonna do one randomly. Okay, to give opportunity to the people that comes later to the live stream. Okay, so 42. And number 7. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is this guy in the chat? Guys on Instagram, if you want to send your songs, you need to come to YouTube. Here you have the rules to send it and all of this, okay? And actually, I prefer that you come to YouTube. But Horusera, is this you? Ah, yeah, is this you? Okay. Let's see. Hello, Ron. How are you, man? Okay, I would boost the volume of the vocal. The piano, the melody, I don't know if you have one piano for the chords and one for the melody, I'm not sure, but the melody part at least is a bit loud, I would reduce it. And then reducing the vocal a little bit on the 400 or 500 Hz to make it a little bit cleaner and tighter. Also the bass is a bit loud. I will make the snare louder, and this type of snare roll or so, like that it goes so fast, I wouldn't use it. It's quite overused in progressive house. So I would try to make my own one or use others, but this one is overused. Okay, the idea is good, I like the melody, but you need a lot of work. First of all, the kick doesn't really have a tag, you know, so you need a better tag on the kick. Then the bass is too loud, and I can hear I can hear a bit too much the pumping effect on the bass, but especially the leads need to sound way louder and way fuller. And maybe a bit more brightness on the leads. You can maybe add another layer that is brighter and has more high frequency. These shakers are also a little bit loud, but the idea is quite good. It's on mobile. This is made in iPhone mobile. Then it's so good. Well, I don't know how to make anything on iPhone mobile. So this is so good. Yeah, Ron, I mean, this AD has been a bit chaotic, and as we didn't have like a meeting place, like for example the last time at the revealed store, it was a bit, it was difficult to meet people. Lemo or Limo, thank you so much for your donation, man. You know you don't have to donate. You're already a Patreon member, and that helps me so much. But thank you so much for your donation. Maybe if you didn't send any song, that I guess you didn't, maybe, I don't know, say a random person that I should check, so this way your donation helps somebody, but yeah, thank you so much as always. Okay, next one is gonna be in order. So this one here, just to pick up your house, nothing special. That is not at all a good way of promoting your song, not at all. Take the third one. Okay, Lemo. So I'm gonna so you can see 1, 2, 3. Is this guy here? Loser Benny? Benshi, tell me if you're here. In the meantime, I'm gonna take this one.
I'm so deeply in love. Can I make you stay? I am deeply mesmerized.
I would reduce a little bit on the mid heights of the guitar, like around 3, 4, 5,000 hertz. So this way you give extra clarity to the vocal.
You are on my mind. No.
Ooh, this last one.
You are.
Dun 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 dun. It's too loud and has too much in. What is this? I think around 700-800 hertz. You need to reduce a lot.
No one else can make me smile. Only you can. No one else can make me fly. Stay on my.
You have a lot of things super loud. Like also you have kind of reverb plugs in the background also that are super loud, and they are masking a lot the vocal. So the vocal has no always space. The vocal should be the main thing and the most clear thing, but you're masking it with ambient sound.
I've been looking for you, looking for all night. I've been looking for your love.
You see, here the instrumental is super loud and super muddy. Like the vocal has no space at all. Especially the problems that you have are on the mid frequencies, around 400-500 hertz. So try to clean that, reduce some sounds and all these kind of things, so this way the vocal has a space to sing.
Stay on my side. I've been looking for all night. I've been
Again, the biggest problem I see is in the mid frequencies around 400-500 hertz. Sounds pretty muddy. And when you have a lot of energy in those frequencies, what happens is that your sound doesn't sound tight. Okay? But if you clean that, then it's gonna, and maybe you have a bit more bass and so, but that's another thing. Especially if you clean those frequencies, your song is gonna sound way tighter, So sometimes you need to reduce a little bit there to have a tighter song. Yeah, it's like the mix is all over the place, basically the entire song. You need to solve that. You need to control the volumes of some sounds. You need to reduce on the mid, especially of a lot of sounds. So it's where your song is going to sound cleaner, and especially the vocal is going to have more space to breathe. Okay? I just send you the file. But man, are you on YouTube? Because I'm only tagging songs from people that is in YouTube. Okay, so come to YouTube and send me your songs here. Now, this guy is in the chat or not? Yeah, he's in the chat. Okay, so I'm gonna check it. Because of the Lemo donation. Let's see.
I just wanna ride with you, baby, fly high with you, baby, oh. Throwing paper planes up in the sky to you, baby, all night, just to let you know. I just wanna vibe with you, lately bright lights, got me crazy, oh. Throwing paper planes up in the sky, paper planes.
I don't know what's the part of the original and what's the part of the remix, but for me the vocals are a bit quiet.
I just wanna.
Again, like the previous song, I would try to clean a little bit the mids. And on this one, the leads for me are a bit too wide. I would probably add one layer in the center, so this way you cover the entire stereo spectrum. But apart from this, sounds quite good.
I just wanna.
Yeah, it's a good song. It's a good song. I like it. Not a lot more to say about it.
I just wanna.
Just clean a bit the mids and the mid frequencies, like 300, 400, 500 hertz. And put one layer of the leads in the center, and it will be done. Nice remix. Somebody in Instagram is asking me something. Let me see if I can help. I'm making a song in which I have used a wobble bass as main lead, and then throughout the song I have the same lead but in different sequences and rhythms of the bass lead. Song duration is 3:30. Is it gonna get boring? I don't know. If I don't listen to the song, I don't know if it's boring or not. This is something that a lot of you tell me. Like, a lot of you just tell me, what I did is increase 2 dBs in 3000 hertz, or I applied a compression of 4 dBs. Do you think I know how it's gonna sound just because of what you did? Not at all. Not at all. Even if I listen to your song and then you tell me I increased 2 dBs on the highs, okay, I don't know if it's gonna sound good or not. I need to listen to it. Every song is different. Every song is different, and I don't know exactly how it's gonna sound. You know. So think about that. Oh, I wanted to talk about this funny story today. If you follow me on Instagram, you probably saw that yesterday I posted a story that if you wanted to know some mixing steps, just reply to my story so I could give you some mixing steps. It basically was a video I posted on YouTube. So one guy, instead of reacting to the story to get the link, what he did is just comment, "Your mix is shit." And I was like, okay, let's look this guy. I went to his Instagram profile. No original songs, just a few posts, not in good labels. Well, no original songs and not in labels. No supports. It's like, okay, let's see if I can find it on Spotify. I couldn't find it on Spotify. Okay, I look on SoundCloud. I found it on SoundCloud. His last song doesn't really sound bad. Okay, doesn't sound perfect, but doesn't sound bad. It's a kind of tech house. It's a bit empty, so that's why it sounds good, because there's not a lot of things to mix. But then I went back to, I think it was 6 months ago or something like that, not a long time ago. A progressive house song and something, I don't remember the style of the other one. I checked those. I mean, it wasn't it wasn't a horrible mix, but it wasn't a good mix. It was not a good mix. So it's like, I mean, first of all, if you ever find somebody that's like this, just go and comment to your post, to your song, or whatever, your mix is shit or your song sounds shit. First of all, probably that person is worse than you. Because if he's better than you, he doesn't go to your songs or posts and so to tell you that you sound bad. Because he has been there, you know? Second, probably this person has a really boring life, because if you have not a boring life, you're not going to spend your time to go and comment these kind of hater comments and bullshit comments to somebody else, because you have way better things to do, you know? And if you have a good mix, then the same thing, you're not going to lose time going and commenting to other people that are where you have been. Your mix is shit. You know, so it's like, okay, I mean, you can do it, but like you can give constructive criticism, you know, like, hey, your mix is not the best one, what you can do is this or that, okay, but not your mix is shit. Just because of that comment, I knew that person was going to have a really bad mix in his songs. I mean, it's obvious, you know, it's like, okay, if you spend time on this, it's like, you're gonna have a bad song. It's not a thing I didn't expect, or a thing that shocked me. Like, oh, I thought this guy would be really, really good. No, of course not. Give me 1 minute, and we continue checking songs, because I want to. Why I cannot. I want to reply to some Instagram messages, but I don't know why it only loads 5 messages and not all of them on website. But on phone I have the live stream, so I can do it. Oh, it worked now. He's talking way too much about it. I sent an insecurity. You mean me? I just talked about the story that happened just as a funny thing, you know, funny story. I don't have an insecurity at all. I know my mix down is not perfect, but I know I have good mix. That's why I do these feedbacks, because I can give good feedback, because my songs sound quite good. I have been supported by really big artists like Harwell, Dimitri Vegas and Like Mike, Nick Romero, Mike Williams, Bingo Players, Ice B, Morgan Page. So if my mix were bad, all that people wouldn't support my songs. But also I've mixed songs where that has been released in Hexagon, that has been released in Revealed, and got good supports. And I mixed those. So I know my mix is not the best one in the world, but it's quite good. Not talking about your mixing, about the comment. Oh, yeah. I mean, he's just a person that doesn't really have anything else to do. And he probably is in his room like, I want to be big. Well, first of all, he's probably thinking he's the best producer in the world. But he's not. Otherwise, he would be signing really good songs. And he wouldn't be spending this time. He's just probably a kid. Just throwing hate. I mean, I'm so used to that. I'm so used to haters. I don't care at all. I mean, I like to reply to haters, because I reply to everybody, you know, especially when somebody tells me I'm saying a lie or I'm a liar or so. I like to reply, because I don't want somebody else that maybe don't know me that good to come see that comment and think that person is true, when I'm not saying lies at all. I never say a lie on a YouTube video or on an Instagram Reels or so. ¿Cómo se debe pedir feedback de grandes productores? Tengo un vídeo sobre eso, pero simplemente lo envías y ya está, y le pides feedback. pero feedback de grandes productores no te van a dar, la verdad. Promo sí, pero no te van a decir mejora esto, mejora aquello. Lo van a escuchar si les gusta bien y si no bien. Anyone have the right to make their own opinion, but you have the same amount of right to give zero fuck about it. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I always say the same. You can go to one video of mine, for example, a video that had a lot of comments about I low cut and high cut my masters. I think it's good to do it. Okay, and there's people that comes and tell me that it's not a good way to do it, and I respect your opinion. It works. Cutting the frequencies works for me. Okay, if it doesn't work for you, then don't do it. Or if you don't want to do it, then don't do it. And you can come to my video to say that you don't like to do it this way because of this reason or that reason. That's respectful, and you can do it 100%. Come to my comments and say this. Another thing is when you come and you say you don't know anything at all, you're just a bad producer. That's bullshit. That's a really stupid opinion. Don't listen to him, because no, it's not. It doesn't work like this. I mean, in music, if it works, it works. And what I do has sense, and a lot of big producers do it also, you know? Or for example, the video about the desk, why 25 Ben just is like this? His name. Well, the video about that desk, the sphere, I know it's a bit difficult to understand when you think that how the audio works, you know, that the audio bounces everywhere and all of that. So I know it's difficult to understand it, but I talked to Misha Jacobi. I've been there. I asked them how it works. They explain me a lot of crazy things that a lot of things I didn't know how work, and I'm not an audio engineer or know exactly how audio works, but they explain me everything about that desk. I tried it. A lot of people that was there. I mean, Fede Legrand has that desk. I don't know if it's Sonny James or Ryan Marciano has that desk. A lot of big people has that desk. Martin Borberg was there. He also told me really good things about that desk. I tried that desk and I realized that it was true, that it creates a sphere around you. I mean, I was here, and if I was behind the speakers, even if the speakers were super loud, you could have a normal conversation, because it creates the sphere I'm talking about. And if you go to backwards, there were no reflections at all, and there were a lot of corners on the back, and there were no reflections. The bass was not boosting in the corners. So I know it's difficult to understand it, but it works. So you can come to that video and tell me, I don't really trust this, it's a bit difficult to understand, or it's a bit difficult to believe, and all of that. That's one thing, okay. But another thing is come and say, that's bullshit, read a physics book, blah, blah, blah. You know, it's like, come on. Take a seat, grab some popcorn, and enjoy. Okay, let's continue with the feedback. The last thing I talk, and then we take the song, because these are really good questions from somebody on Instagram. Is it important to have a good business mindset in order to be a successful producer? Yes, definitely yes. In the past, no. Nowadays, yes. In the past, you just need to make music, and the label will do everything for you. But nowadays, not like this. Okay, where can I send music? Come to YouTube, and here you have the ways to send it. In the past, you just made music and send it to labels, and labels will do everything for you. Nowadays, it's not like this, unless you are assigned to a label, but that's so difficult. So you need to know a bit about marketing. You need good socials. You need to know how to promote your music, the best way to attract people with your videos. That's something I'm learning more and more nowadays, like how to catch attention and how to keep people watching the video. So this way your video gets more promoted and gets bigger and bigger and bigger and more viral, you know. Otherwise, if your video is boring, your friends are gonna watch it, but not anyone else. So the video is not gonna go well on socials. So you need to know about all these things. And if you have a business mindset, as he asked, then you're gonna know all these kind of things, and you're gonna maybe invest in promotion, because you have the business mindset as, okay, I invest in promotion, so this way my song gets bigger, so this way I get more fans for the next song, you know, or I'm gonna do this type of thing to get promotion there before the video or after the video, after the song, sorry, or before the song. These kind of things. If you have this kind of mindset, then it's gonna be way easier. And also because you're gonna make more money, so you can live out of this. People on Instagram, if you want to send me your song, come to YouTube. Okay, let's check the next one. I think it's a bit basic to start like this and pretty boring. Maybe 4 bars, 8 bars is too much, and if you have a vocal it's okay, but if not, it's too boring. Then here the bass is way too loud. Is the kick on the sides? The kick is a stereo. Don't have the kick stereo, have it mono. I will try to clean a bit more the sound and the mid frequencies, add a bit more reverb, maybe a bit more brightness. The bass is too loud, so it's taking a bit too much space. Down lifter is too loud. Again, the bass is too loud. I think the kick could be a bit tighter or stronger, or a little bit louder, but not louder, the tighter and stronger, you know, a stronger kick. And way too much sidechain. The pumping effect, like boom, 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 is too strong. Reminds me of Nicky, yeah, a little bit. The drop is quite good and the idea is quite nice. You need to work a bit more on it, but especially work on the breakdowns. They are quite empty, quite boring, you know, you need a bit more movement, more rhythm, add more sounds, take out some sounds, these kind of things. That's when it's gonna be more interesting. Or hire some people. Yeah, I mean, to hire someone to make all that work for you, you need money. And to get money, or you have a job, or you have a business mindset, so you know how to make money. Do you have money for distro platforms? Yeah, I mean, when you release songs, you get money. If it's on a label, you're gonna get probably 30-40% of it. But if you release it by yourself, like using DistroKid, like I have here, the link, okay, you get 100% of it, you know. And for example, the first vocal I bought was paid from the royalties I got from my first self-release, you know. So it's like a good circle. Like you get money from songs, so you invest it in songs. If you just take all the money that you make from music and go out to the clubs, buy some nice clothes and all of that, you're not gonna get anywhere. Of course, you can do it. I'm not saying don't never buy anything. No, of course, that's why you're making this. And in the end, you're making money to have a life and to enjoy. But think that you should reinvest the money to get better vocals, to get better gear, to get better sounds, to get, maybe if you're not good at mixing, to invest in somebody that mix for you, all these kind of things, you know. So it's way you grow in step by step, and in the end, you're gonna make more money. What to do when the music you made only sounds good on your speaker? Then the mix is not good. But as I always say, when you check it in another sound system, for example in your phone, always have a reference song. Compare your song to other reference songs in your speakers, but then also compare it to the same reference songs in other sound system, like in your car, your phone, so. Because maybe you check it in your phone, and you think, oh, it has way too much high frequencies. Yeah, but maybe it's because your phone is boosting the high frequencies. So if you check a reference song, you're gonna see that that reference song also have too much highs. Ooh, a lot of questions. I want to know about audio interface. Just get one. As I am from India, how can I merge classical into EDM? It doesn't matter where you're from to do that. Not to flex, but all the money that comes from my music goes to UNICEF. None of my friends know that I do this. That's good, man. That's good. If you want to do it, just do it. It's another way, you know? Like, it's nice. Maybe if I would do something like that, I wouldn't give it to UNICEF. I would do something more personal or close. Like maybe I would take the money and go to buy some food and give it to somebody that I know is in the streets, you know, directly. Or maybe I would give that money to how it's called in English, the place that homeless people go to eat. You know, this kind of restaurants for homeless people. Go there and give the money to them. That's what I would do, because I know the money is invested the right way. If you send it to UNICEF, I'm not saying they're doing bad things, but you don't know exactly where your money goes, you know. So that's what I would do. But it's so nice, man, that you give that money of your music there. ¿Qué programa usas para producir, mezclar y masterizar? FL Studio. It's feedback, not Q&A. It's whatever I want. I mean, it's my live stream. If I want to stop the feedback right now and work on music, I can do it. You know, and if somebody wants to ask me something, that person can ask and I reply. Okay? It's so tiring to just give feedback. If not, just try it one day. It's so tiring to be 2 hours listening to music non-stop, but listening, like paying attention to it and talking about what things is bad and what things are good on it. So if somebody can ask me something and talk about this, it's way better for me. ¿Qué idea de todas aquellas que creen que hacer música electrónica no tiene arte al no usar instrumentos reales y que creen que el único trabajo de un productor es juntar samples y ya? Pues que aprendan lo que es la música, porque hoy en día toda la música se hace con la electrónica. Aunque sean con instrumentos reales, en algún momento lo están grabando, lo están mezclando en el ordenador. Así que aprendan un poco de cómo funcionan las cosas. Y si no, simplemente diles que prueben a hacerlo ellos, si es tan simple. Y se darán cuenta que no tienen ni puta idea, que no saben hacer ni un loop. Where are you from? I recommend you to check my last long video on YouTube. If you want to know where I'm from, and it's 20 things about me, so you're gonna know 20 things about me. You know. Okay, let's see. Is this guy in the chat? Joshua Chan. I'm gonna start just listening to the songs from people that is in the chat right now. So it's way I don't check songs from people that is not here. What phasing issues are in mixing? Phasing issues is when I'm not an expert on this, okay? So your vibe sound, okay. I'm not an expert on this, but basically, the sound is a wave, okay? So the wave can be like this. So when you have another phase, another sound, another song, another wave in the opposite phase, in another phase, and for example, it's opposite, okay? This one is going up and this one is going down. It's exactly the same one. They cancel each other, okay? So you're not gonna hear anything. So you take, for example, one kick and you play exactly the same kick, but with the opposite phase. They're gonna cancel. So we could say that phasing issues sometimes is like this. That sounds get canceled. It sounds weird. Something like this. I'm not an expert on this. ¿Cómo le sacarías el mayor provecho posible a un espacio pequeño? Creo que un inconveniente, muchos enfrentamos poco espacio en nuestras habitaciones. No tengas altavoces demasiado grandes, porque si no el bajo va a ir por todos lados, o acostúmbrate a cascos. How does sound of opposite phase sounds like? It sounds exactly the same. You don't see any... If you invert the phase, you don't see any change on the sound. Not at all. The sound is the same. Is there some way to directly contact Spotify and other platforms to upload songs without this. No. You always need a distributor. And as I always say, if you want one, with this link, you get a 7% discount on DistroKid. That is the one I've been using for 4 or 5 years. Okay, next one. Do you have a group chat or Discord server where we can post our songs and get feedback? Yeah, I have a Discord server, but I'm not active on it. I've never been active on Discord. I tried, and I'm not really active on it. If you want way better feedback, if you want a Telegram private group that they have, then you need to be a Patreon member. Okay. Apart from a lot of things, I give way more detailed feedback that I give here on YouTube. You have the Telegram group where you can ask whatever thing you want and all these kind of things. Bro, I'm here, play my tracks. No. Wait for your turn. Again, same problem as the previous song. Too boring. If you're gonna have a vocal, then it's gonna be good. But otherwise, this is too boring and too repetitive. It's like you have this, and then no, where it was, and you hear the same thing over and you have the same thing. You have the transition effect, but there's no transition. Why you have? If you have a transition effect, is because you want to add a transition and maybe add new sounds, add drums, blah blah blah. But if it's exactly the same, the transition effect has nothing. It's not really necessary. I think the break is too boring. You can add some drums in some parts. You can add an arpeggio like or just like boom, 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 something like this. Also helps just to add something extra. Okay, as the build-up goes, filter the bass. Always filter the bass, because this way when the drop comes, you're gonna have all the bass and it's gonna sound way stronger. Okay, too much noise. I don't know if there's a noise sound that is making this, but I think it's also because of the chords. The chords maybe are too much the tune, so they are too noisy. The leads are good. Maybe you can add another layer. Yeah, and a more kind of super saw layer that is more on the sides, because it's a bit mono, the sound, so you can add it on the sides. And this way you make it sound a bit fuller and a bit more energetic. The rights are super loud, the tss, tss. And the persistent clap feels like it's not exactly where it should. Try to move it a bit to the left or a bit to the right to have it a bit better, you know? Way too much noise and high frequencies here. My advice is that you filter a little bit the highs of this kick. Here is also a bit chaotic because you have a reverse sound like shh that is super loud, and you have all things going on, so it makes it super chaotic. I would just not have this short uplifter here or reduce the volume. The idea is good, it's pretty emotional, has potential and so, but needs some work. Alright, let's check the next one. I'm gonna check now in randomly 56, 39. Fuck. Wow. 57, 56, 55, 54, 53, 52, 51, 50, 49, 48, 47, 46, 45, 45, 44, 43, 42, 41, 40, 39, 39. Yeah, is this guy in the chat? He was. I saw his name. Yeah, he's in the chat. Okay. But wait, because I want to send you my song. So come to YouTube. You have the rules in YouTube. Okay. Delete this one because it's repeated. Delete this one, it's repeated. Don't send your song more than once, please. This one is also repeated. I would clean a little bit the mids of the drum loop. Even if it's filtered, you know, it would sound a little bit cleaner and make the volume a little bit louder. I think this part is a bit boring. I mean, it's good, the vibe here, but it's too repetitive, and then to the part you go is basically noise and basic piano. A bit disappointed on this. That you need to make it go high on energy. The kick is too loud. I think it's a bit stereo. Would make it mono. But I don't know if this is the drop already. If it's a drop, it has no energy at all. Okay, I guess it's the build-up, but then the kick is extremely loud for this part, and I don't know, add a downlifter, transition effect, all this kind of thing. Can you hear the volume difference? You need to control the volume between the parts. It is way too... the difference is way too big. I think the chords are the chords are pretty basic. I would try to go for something more emotional, better chords. But apart from this, the piano is too basic, not strong, doesn't really have energy, doesn't really have strength and emotion, so you need more layers. Also, the piano is super loud. This new synth is super loud and super dirty. You need basically if you control the volumes of everything, it's gonna sound way cleaner, and then you just need to fill it with other sounds and so. But the biggest problem here is that the volumes are not right. Okay, so work on that. All right, let's check. Let me know if this guy is here, or if not, if this guy is here. Any of those. I'm gonna eat something, okay? It is a healthy brownie, protein brownie. Please, if you are not any of these, don't tell me you're here, because you're just making it more confusing. I think they are not, right? Dominic or Marv? Marv is here. Dominic is not. Okay, so let's check Marv, but he's not talking. Okay, the chord synth is a bit basic, just a v, and is basically in the center. Try to open it. And then the melody synth is also pretty basic. All of this could be done in way less bars. I think it's taking long. Okay, this part sounds super empty. You should have some pads, some bass or so, but then when you add these leads, no. The leads are not good, are a little bit masked, but especially they are way too bright. Like the high frequencies are killing me. Super empty. You need to add some reverb to the leads. These leads are bad, are just bad. Change them. But you need to add some reverb. It's super dry. These leads are different but the same. I mean, you just need to work on that. Somebody's asking how to cut reverb tails. I mean, just if it's a sample, just cut the sample, and if it's not a sample, just reduce the decay of the reverb. That's simple. Okay, come on, another random one. 58 this time. 50. Okay. 8 7 6 5 4 3 2 1 0. I think I saw him, right? In the chat, yeah. How can I send my track? Come to YouTube. I only accept songs on YouTube. Huh? This was carrying. This is off key. I mean, has a good quality and so you can make it sound a bit cleaner and so, but this is completely off key, right? It's completely off key, and then you add it in the drop and it sounds off key also. If you take out that lead, sounds good. Oh, this stuff, for example, was too loud and so, but I mean, delete that lead. This is way too noisy and dirty. Reduce the kick, first of all, is too loud. Reduce a lot the claps, clean the mids of the claps, and all of that. But man, basically, I mean, the song is good and so, but I don't know what happens in the leads. I mean, I don't understand how you can make a good idea like this, good sounds, good energy and all of that, but the lead is off key. Maybe you took it from an FOP or something. The stabs are super loud. I'm gonna check another song, okay? Alright, this guy I think wasn't here. No. Drew? Sorry. I only accept links. Any of these three is here? Kieran Dumont first. I think it's not here. Wolf is here, but Radera. Eternal is Kieran Dumont. Okay. Radera is here. It's okay to have two different drops in one song, same lead sound with different melodies, why not? There are a lot of songs like this.
Join us on a journey through the mind. Traveling through space and time. An altered version of the world. Colorful and deceiving.
Okay, the part with the vocal was good. Maybe the vocal you can make it a little bit louder, I think.
World.
No, it's good. But then you have this. They expected the vocal again. If not, then this is gonna sound a bit boring or a bit empty. You know, you could go. Let me see. Yeah, if you don't have a vocal for this part, I would go just from this part to this, like.
Colorful and deceiving.
Would go way better. Make the leads a bit louder and a little bit strong, but they're quite good. Just maybe a bit of OTT can make it sound a bit tighter and so, and make them louder.
Bass impact.
The idea is really good, but man, it has no energy. There's no energy on the song. When the leads come, as you said, you need more energy and so. But then you create a lot of energy here.
Bass.
Maybe here in the vocal, what you can do is clone it, and the other one have like really dev vocal, like brace, no, and you have both, you know. But then,
Impact.
no, this should be louder. The kick needs a bit more bass and a stronger punch. Maybe you can layer this talk, the tung tung, with another one that is more like poop poop poop. So it's where you have the body when it hits. But you need the whole drop louder.
This alternate reality
You see in the transition, the break is louder.
This alternate reality, where hallucinations thrive, where reality is not what you perceive.
You see here, it's good to have these strings, and not here. Why? First, because this is the beginning of the song,
Deceiving.
and the strings are not that strong. But here that you already heard the melody or heard the drop, and so you can have the vocal, and then have all of this. But I would delete it, all this part here, and would just cut it and go from here to here.
Bass. Impact. Bass. Impact.
Add some screeches, otherwise it's a bit empty. But apart from this, good song. Nice one, just work a bit here and there, but it's a good song. Okay, let's say woof. For me, it doesn't sound that clear, okay? The chords are nice. Maybe on the pluck sound should be in the center. I think it would work better than having the attack on the sides. The panning thing, I would make it a little bit more quiet, probably, and maybe with a bit more reverb, so it's a bit more in the background. Then these drums have too much reverb. I would have them way closer to your face, and maybe reduce a little bit the highs, because the break doesn't have a lot of high frequencies, and so I would try to keep it like lo-fi by reducing a bit the highs of the drums. Too much noise in the snares. Ooh, here the highs killed my ears. Oof. Okay, first of all, the drop is way louder than the break, so you need to control that. It's good, has energy on so, just a bit too much mids on the bass. The bass is a little bit louder also. I would try to reduce there, so this way the leads have a bit more space, and reduce on the 400 Hz, something like that. And the claps have a bit too much highs. The rides are also too loud. After this energetic part, go directly to the build-up with a lot of energy, you know, and don't go then here, because you create the energy to kill it. No. Also, this drop claplet, ta ta. I would reduce the volume. That's too much noise. But the idea is really good. Does Martin Garrix master his song by himself? I don't think he'd do it nowadays. Probably he sent it to somebody else that does it better and don't care about that to save some time. Where can we send the demos? You need to come to YouTube to send them. Okay. This guy didn't send anything. Nice. Vextor, is he still here? I think he's not. And Josue is here. Looks good. Okay, Vextor, because it's with the 3. I'm gonna check it later.
Hijo de puta.
Okay. I like a lot the breakdown. Sounds so good, so nice, and the mix is good. Maybe I would reduce a little bit the volume of the saxo or trumpet, but it's so good. The voice.
Hijo de puta.
Is too loud and a bit dirty. We try to reduce a little bit on the mids, try to give a bit more highs to make it sound cleaner. But then the drop, I expect the trumpet. And I hear the pum, but needs to be way louder and with more high frequencies. It needs to be more similar to the original trumpet, you know? But it's so good. I like it so much. Okay, it's good to have them here, but then these stabs make them stronger, louder, with more brightness, because otherwise it feels empty, okay? And then if you're not going to have the trumpets in the first part of the drop, maybe here you can slowly in the build-up filter them, so this way they fade out a little bit, so this way we don't miss them that much. But I think what I would do is the opposite. In the first part have the melody, and in the second part don't have it. Maybe I would try that.
A la mierda el cartel de Cali. A la mierda unificada. A la mierda los...
Reducing the mids around 500-600 hertz of the vocal.
Este malparido Montecassino. Estar al lado y lado con ustedes. Pelean hasta la muerte. A estos hijos de putas le abro la puerta a los hermanitos de acción. Vamos a entrar y vamos a darles con toda. ¡Listo!
I don't really like this cut here. I think it would work better to just go from here to here, like. Would work way better. You know, way better. Because this fake drop part is way too long, and then the drop doesn't have the energy that it needs. You know, here you're creating a lot of energy, so you need to deliver that energy. So I would do something like. Hijo de puta. This would work way better, okay? Alright, let's check Vextor. Okay.
Your skin like fire, can't get too close.
The vocal needs a stronger de-esser, you need to control the highs. Javier Magro, vale. you need to try to bring a bit, boost a bit on the 200-300 hertz of the vocal, but reduce a little bit on the 400-500 to make it sound a little bit cleaner.
Shape of an angel beneath your clothes. Voice of a siren, you give no choice. Call my name, drag me down.
Wait, guys from Instagram, come to YouTube if you want the feedback, okay? I'm just doing feedback on YouTube. So I'm just gonna close this live stream, come to YouTube, okay? See you here. More people watch me on Instagram live streams than on YouTube. At least the total number. And guys, I just desperately need to go to the bathroom, okay? I need a pee, okay? So I'm just gonna come back in 1 minute. Okay, let's continue taking this song.
Into your void. And the lies on your lips, dirty tricks, break me down, steal my faith with a kiss. Oh, and I'm a slave to your wish. Submit my soul, I'm under your control.
Here the bass is too loud and you should be filtering the bass as the build-up goes. Why I cannot go to the bathroom just 1 minute and then without losing 12-15 people in the live stream? I mean, you just wait 1 minute? Talk on the chat, I don't know.
Your eyes, all that I can see, staring back at me. The devil in your eyes.
Someone sounds quite good. A little bit boomy to me. Maybe what I would do is on the bass, I would raise a little bit the volume, raise a little bit on 200-300 hertz probably to make it sound a little bit cleaner, and way more reverb on the vocal. But this sounds good.
Of a siren, you
Basically, the problem that you have is the vocal here, and that you are not filtering the bass in the build-up. The rest sounds good.
give no choice. You lit my soul. I can see it's the devil staring back at me.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Nice one. Okay, Javier Magro is here also. Okay. I thought they skipped him. Okay, I was checking this because maybe this was a kind of hip hop beat, so then it has more sense to have this if you're gonna have a vocal on top, but otherwise it's pretty empty, a bit boring, and too repetitive. I know, you need more movement. If you play this in a club, nobody's gonna dance to this, it's gonna be like, what the fuck? I'm boring, you know? I'm bored, not boring. You know, you still have the same thing here than here. It's the same thing during 1 minute 30. The vocal is a bit loud, not a really good quality, there's a bit on the mids and so. These uplifters were too loud. Nah, way too long this space here.
Estás escuchando Javi Alpe.
And no, my opinion is don't have this vocal here. Not at all. Not for a song. A bit basic, the drop, but man, it's too repetitive. It's all the time the same melody with the same sound all over and over and over and over. You see, at least it is different, but it takes 2 minutes to listen to this. This new plug is way too loud and has too much mid.
Clap.
It feels like it's not finished song, you know, like it needs way more things, like it's just the basic idea. Okay, let's see. What a nice number. Take this. Now I'm gonna do a random one. I hope I don't need to count that much. 5, okay. 1. Well, I'm not gonna count these two. Well, now I need to do it. But the next time I'm not gonna count these two because it's like they are not here. Okay, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is this guy here? Okay. So let's continue. Next one. 9. 6, 7, 8, 9. Is that here? Is here, but actually this guy also is in the chat, or it seems to. I can tag him, so I don't know.
In the name. If I told you this was only gonna hurt, if I warned you that the
A bit dirty, the bass, the reason the meat,
fire's gonna burn, would you walk
and it's also a bit loud.
in? Would you let me do it first? Do it all in the name. Light in the darkness, in the middle of the night. Would you?
It's nice. This pumping hurt here was nice. I just expected the kick to be a bit louder. Here, this kick feels like it's not covering the entire beat. Like, instead of dun dun, it's like tuk 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 a little bit, you know.
Baby in the sky, landless. When there's poison in your, so you're despair. It's all in the name.
You need to clean a little bit this part. The bass is a bit loud, so it's taking all the space. The leads have way too much highs. Okay, the idea is so nice. I wouldn't change here the melody. I will keep the first one. But the leads are too bright. They have too much high frequencies. Work on that, you know, control that. It is so nice. The idea is so nice. Well done. Okay, what doesn't sound as marked? What should I do now? Because there's a lot of songs to check. There's a lot of people waiting. I cannot check you all. I do it randomly. I do it with questions. The producer was Ekane Makedano. Okay, I'm gonna do a question. The first one that replies right gets the feedback. This is a question that if you've seen my latest video, you probably know it. Why is the last live stream? Because it's the last live stream of this year. Okay. How many sisters do I have? The first one that replies right gets feedback. How many sisters do I have? Malik. Malik got it. But Malik, did you send the song? I don't see an email from you. What's your email, Malik? At least the name on the email. I cannot tag you, Malik, because you have weird letters. But can you tell me your email, please? Ah, I got it. I found it. Random stuff is better. It's the same, man. I mean, it's just another way to do it. I'm gonna go quite fast now, so let's see if I can take 3 or 4, because I need to leave quite quick. I think it's just boring. The chords are a bit loud compared to the ARP, and you need to go reduce on the mids. I think these synths are pretty basic, pretty soft. I know it's not meant to be like electronic music, like on a festival, and so it feels more like in a game, you know, something like that. But I feel like the synths are a bit basic, a bit boring, and the song evolves a bit slow. But yeah, I guess that's the idea. If these are the drop, this is the drop, the kick should be stronger. You should kind of announce the drop is coming. Basically, you need more energy in the synth, okay? Come on, let's take another one. I'm gonna just do it like this. This one. Nakimine, you're here? I think he's not. The MDY, but Malik got it first. Guys, stop asking to check your song. Come on, you're so annoying. You're just kids. You are right now 45 in the live stream. So why should I check just your song because you say it in the chat, like check my song, and not the song of the other 44 people? Come on, think a little bit, please. Think a little bit. Okay, number 39. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Savages, are you here? Yeah, it's here. Okay. Why you have who's this guy? Because another person had this profile pic also. Well, it's too quiet. Apart from this, the kick should be should be a little bit louder. The strings are a little bit loud for this part, in my opinion. You're gonna have this quiet break and then all of a sudden have this loud noise. And this loud build up and probably drop. Whereas and when the leads are filtered, they have a strong sound on mid-high frequency around probably 800, 1000 hertz, so there is a little bit there. And this is good. I like it. Maybe a little bit more attack on the kick, but this is good. Let's take another one. Come on. I need to leave. I'm just gonna take one more song, okay? So let's do it this way. The first person that puts in the chat the emoji of the face with hearts in the eyes, get feedback. Face with hearts in the eyes. You know, like... Okay, hairstyle poll. Alright. Hairstyle poll. How do I find this one? Are you Poltrix? No. Can you tell me your email? Guys, can we get 100 likes before the live stream ends? Would be nice. But Polly, please tell me your email. But what's your email? The name at least. Hairstyle poll. I don't have it. Look, there's nobody with this name. You're not here. In the first page, you are not here. Yeah, Paulie. No. I'm telling you. Oh, now it goes. Okay.
Like a hurricane! Like a hurricane!
Personal taste is not bad, but personal taste a bit too much meat on the lid. The vocal has a bit of resonance in the high frequencies. Don't go that mono when you are in the build up. Okay, it's good to reduce a bit the stereo width, but not that much. I think the kit should be a little bit louder. This last kick is weird.
Like a hurricane! Where our tempo beats come from, madness rules the... Are you ready to... Treble!
Maybe you can add a bit more reverb to the leads, and on this kick maybe use a little bit on the mids to make it cleaner. But the rest is quite good. Just an advice, this personal advice, do whatever you want to do. I wouldn't have the name Hardstyle on your artist name, because what if you don't make hardstyle? What if you're tired of hardstyle and you do another thing? Or what if you switch to hardcore? What if you switch to Frenchcore? Or you make raw style? You know, I wouldn't have a name of a genre in my artist name. That's personal, okay? If you want to have it like this, have it like this. That's just my opinion. But guys, I need to leave. Actually, I had to leave 5 minutes ago. But, well, I'm sorry if I couldn't take your song. As always, you know, it's not possible to today. Take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25 songs I checked today. A lot of songs. So if you've been paying attention, you probably learn a lot about problems on songs that probably you have in your songs, okay? So maybe go now, check your songs. Let's see if you have the same problems and all of that, okay? Next live stream is going to be next week, the 4th of January, the first one of next year, okay? You're not going to have video this week, because it's just New Year's Eve and so. And maybe next week, maybe not next week, but maybe, I don't know if next week, but maybe I start bringing somebody to live streams to talk, to learn from other producers or other people from the industry. So this way, it's cool. You'll learn a lot of things. So as I said, I'm probably gonna bring a manager of an artist, so this way that person can help us with manager things and all of that. But guys, I'm sorry, I gotta leave. Next week another live stream. Let's see if next week I can check your songs. And as I said, you can learn a lot from the feedback you give, okay? But I'm sorry, I cannot check you all. I still have 68 mails to check. It's not possible to check you all. I'm sorry. So nothing else. If you want more detailed feedback, and 100% for sure you're gonna have feedback, and way better feedback than I give here, become a Patreon member. You're gonna have feedback and a lot more other things, okay? So nothing else, guys. See you next week in the next live stream, alright? So, goodbye.